Uh-huh. Oh, mm, mm. All right. So, hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to take a bit of a break from our usual pastry review. As you can see, I'm filming from a nondescript location out of a nondescript webcam because my faithful videographer, his name's Ian. Hi, Ian. Is unfortunately indisposed. He's currently hiding out in his own nondescript location, doing things that are nondescript. All right, get it? So, um, yeah, we're here today, and I'm gonna do another review, not of a pastry, but something that I think is more socially, politically, economically, religiously, morally compelling. Right? We're gonna be talking about art itself and dissecting, the human experiment. But before we get into that, I want to tell you guys about this thing that's been going on. All right. I know many of you probably haven't heard of it yet. It's called COVID 19. All right. Not to be confused with COVID 18, COVID 20. Generally, those are pretty decent guys. From what I understand, this COVID 19 dude, right? He's not a good dude. If you see him on the street, don't engage. He's probably armed, probably dangerous. All right. Just keep your distance. Keep a social distance from him. And yeah, just be careful out there. Watch out for all these COVIDs. All right, so today, like I said, we're going to be dissecting the human experience. Experiment? What am I trying to say here? All right, humanity itself as exemplified through a work of art. All right, by the way, if my eyes are shifting, it's because I have no idea where to look right now. So I could look at the camera, but then I can't really see my screen. I look at myself, but it's like a bit off to the side, so it looks like I'm looking off to the side. So if you see me just kind of moving like a crazy person, so the movie is we're gonna be talking about today. It's called Pushington. All right, it came out in 1999, so about 21 years ago. Actually, 21 years ago to the day today. I didn't even know that. Whoa, look at IMDb here. The U.S. release date for Pushington was 23 April 1999. So 21 years exactly to today when I'm filming this video. Interesting how things work sometimes. So it stars John Cusack, Billy Bob Thornton, Kate Blanchett, and a younger Angelina Jolie, 21 years younger, to be precise. All right. It's directed by Mike Newell, who also directed a bunch of other stuff like Four Weddings and a Funeral, and Harry Potter, one of the Harry Potters, as well as the TV movie The Interestings. All right, now if you haven't seen The Interestings, it's a TV movie about a group of teenagers who meet at an arts camp and become lifelong friends. It was released in 2016. All right. Once again, I haven't seen it myself, but it sounds very interesting. All right, so Pushington. What can we say about Pushington? All right, so if Marilyn Manson and Jeb Bush had a baby, that baby would be Pushington. You know what I mean? So it's something that's repulsive and just horrifying and just absolutely terrible, but at the same time just somehow equally boring, inoffensive, and underwhelming, right? So it's kind of like the worst of both worlds, all right? So Pushing Tin is a bad movie, but not bad in the sense of like Tommy Wiseau's The Room, where you can kind of laugh at it and be entertained at the artistry of how bad it is, or bad like you know, bad like hell, like a Marvel movie where most people will still be entertained by it, or it isn't even bad in the sense that it's you know I almost wish it were worse, because it's a perfectly mediocre film. Has nothing special about it. There's nothing good, definitely nothing exceptional. There's no artistry to it. It's just kind of like if someone were to take one of those, paint by the numbers things that you can buy, right? Like those little coloring books where they have numbers of say like, a park or a house, a police station, a murder scene, a school shooting, whatever the fuck it might be. One of those things, but translated to film, where it's literally just, you know, a collection of just bland scenes and bland characters and bland writing. It's just bland, bland, bland. All right? That's what this movie is. And that's why it offends me so much, right? It offends me in that it's inoffensive. All right? If it was some kind of white supremacist propaganda or, some kind of like messaging that was in favor of societal breakdown, societal violence, whatever you want to say, right? Just some really, really shitty stuff. I think I'd like it a lot more than I do now. Because quite frankly, it's just kind of a movie that's it's not very good. Now I realize I'm like 8 minutes into this thing. I haven't really talked about the movie yet. So let's do that, alright? This is gonna be one of those lengthy reviews where I give you that, kind of analysis, alright? So, Pushing Tin it's a movie about air traffic controllers. Alright? So if you don't know what an air traffic controller is, these are the guys who sort of tell planes where to land, when to take off. They kind of guide the airplanes along like airways when they're flying, right? So they're guys who like generally sit in towers or in control centers, right? Once again, directing air traffic, controlling air traffic, so to speak, air traffic controller. So essentially, in this movie, it takes place in New York, which is one of the busier air traffic operation centers, right? Because they got LaGuardia and the JFK airport, which is the bigger one. And essentially, it's a story about John Cusack's character. He's kind of like the alpha air traffic controller, right? So, what is an alpha air traffic controller? All right, so all right, imagine you have like your high school sports team, right? Like your high school, baseball, basketball, whatever team, right? And you take everyone who tried out for the team but didn't make it, and you let them form their own sort of sports team, right? Well, that's kind of what it is. He's the best player for all these losers, and he is a loser. All right, he acts cool and he acts all confident, and yeah, air traffic controllers make a whole lot of money, but at the end of the day, like, I'm sorry, man. You're an air traffic controller. You sit in a tower. You tell planes where to go. It's important work, no doubt. But the fact is that he has this sort of arrogance that's not typically associated with that profession, right? Usually, you expect sort of like nerds, guys who are a bit more intellectual, a bit more reasoned. Maybe yeah, sure, like the hyperactive kind who are very good at the job. But this guy, he acts like he's like the chairman of the Hell's Angels or something, some kind of mafia boss, all right? He's this big, makes a big deal of himself, and it's pretty funny to watch. Because the rest of us, just kind of see him for the kind of sad loser that he is. All right? So anyway, so the other air traffic controllers kind of gravitate around him, all right? Now, the other characters in the movie, they're generally pretty good people, right? Just, trying to get by, hairs all over the place. All right, just trying to get by, just trying to like support their family, go to their job, as normal people do. But obviously this narcissist John Cusack, this real piece of work, they gravitate around him because he forces people to gravitate around him. All right, he's the center of attention. So everything goes wrong in the movie when Billy Bob Thornton's Billy Bob, who's your kid Billy Bob? So Billy Bob Thornton's character comes in and he's trying to compete with John Cusack to be the alpha male air traffic controller, and he wears a leather jacket, rides a motorcycle, he has like sunglasses, and he has like a little like Native American feather that he wears, which makes him really cool because he's from like Arizona or whatever. And the movie is basically just a swinging dick contest between these guys. They're trying to one up each other. They have all kinds of weird things that they do together. Like at one point, John Cusack takes him for a drive in his Hyundai Elantra. All right, now the Hyundai Elantra, yeah, I don't know if it's actually an Elantra to be fair, but let's be real, air traffic controllers are the kind of people who drive Hyundai Elantras. So was John Cusack. Billy Bob Thornton probably drives a Honda Civic, not much better, but still. So he takes him in a drive in his Hyundai Elantra, and he's speeding, and he's like, merging without signaling and cutting people off and running lights, just kind of being a bad driver in general to impress him or something. And Billy Bob Thornton just falls asleep. He just does one of those. So the scene, I don't know, it's kind of cringeworthy to watch, I guess, because you're like, here's this guy just like endangering all these people. I don't like this guy. I don't want him to succeed. The other guy's kind of an asshole too. So my favorite scene in the movie, actually I'll talk about that later. Another part of this is that John Cusack actually starts sleeping with Billy Bob BB's wife, who's played by Angelina Jolie. They sleep together, and that happens. Don't really know why. They're kind of shitty people, by the way. They kind of just do things that decent, good people don't do. And that almost makes this movie a bit more unbearable, just how shitty they are, and they're never punished for their shittiness. And I'm not going to give away the ending too much because I think it's something you should see yourself, but it's my favorite scene, and it quite literally comes down to fix that. Yeah, a haircut soon. You want to know where I can get one? It comes down to two grown men, two main characters, fighting over a feather. All right, there's some kind of air traffic emergency going on. I don't understand it. Maybe you'll have better luck. And they're both trying to get a handle on the situation. And they fight, and it's over a feather. All right, they're rolling on the ground, all out, like wrestling, scrapping. I don't know if they throw punches. Can't remember, to be honest, but fighting over a feather. Come on. So that basically culminates this movie. Everything is just so inconsequential, all right? You watch it, you don't get anything out of it. It's not funny, all right? It's not... You can't even really, I can't say I learned anything about the air traffic profession from this movie. It's not like a movie that really exposes what it's like to be an air traffic controller. And, obviously the challenges that they face and, risk, reward, hardship, whatever you want to say about that job. This isn't the movie to watch to learn about it. Because it's just kind of, the message here that I got, frankly, is that every air traffic controller, it's just this huge piece of shit, who sleeps around. It's got these weird narcissistic, personality tendencies. And, who hates themselves. And who hates everyone they work with. Oh, and who hates their job too. These people hate their jobs. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't have an opinion on air traffic control before watching this movie, but I think that maybe the hidden brilliance of Pushing Tin, directed by Mike Newell, starring John Cusack, is that, it might be some kind of like government, anti-FAA, that's the Federal Aviation Administration, like anti-aircraft regulation, hard libertarian propaganda. And by showing these guys as sort of like, you know, crazed pieces of shit, you can imagine that they're trying to, tell you about. I don't know. I'm reading too deep into this, I think. So overall, Pushington, yeah, I just wanted to get those thoughts out there. I know this isn't really a comprehensive, detailed scene-by-scene breakdown, like you see a lot of other YouTubers do. This is just me riffing, for 16 minutes apparently. So yeah, I think I've talked about Pushington longer than any sane and healthy human should. So yeah, if you guys want to see another review on something, just let me know. Just comment, just email me, send me a text, send it to my pager, and I'll do another review. All right, I'm probably gonna film one right now. Don't tell me what to review because I'll pick that on my own. All right, guys. So stay safe. If you see COVID-19, not COVID-17 or 18, stay away from him. All right, so stay safe, guys. Love you. Bye.